Good afternoon, and welcome to Rookery Radio. I'm Rebecca. This is the Penguin Review. In studio today, Alex is here.
What's up?
And we have a special guest, Courtney Kensinger. Say hello. Hi. Courtney is the president of YSU Film Club, so we're going to talk to her about that. Can you guys hear me right now? I can't hear myself at all.
I can hear you, but I can't hear myself.
That's weird. Everybody's on, for sure. Okay. So if you have any questions, we are on Facebook and Twitter at Penguin Review. If you want to know about YSU Film Club, you're going to find out today. So, Courtney, hello.
Hi.
Why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about the club?
Okay, so the club meets every Wednesday at 4 in Bliss Hall in the Audio Lab, which is room 2022. And we do a bunch of different stuff. We do filming stuff. We go to film festivals. We look at people's scripts. Actually, in like 2 weeks, we're going to have the screenwriting professor come in and do like a workshop with us. So that'll be cool.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Really cool. Right? Okay. So why did you get started with Film Club? Tell us about that.
Okay, so I'm a telecommunications major, and we do a lot of broadcast news, which is cool and stuff, but it's not what I want to focus in mostly. So my friend Chad was like, hey, Film Club exists, let's start it back up. And I was like, yeah. So we decided to do that so that we could, just like do the scripts that we want to do. And like, we're both into screenwriting and stuff. And and also, I mean, like, another point of the club is so that you can like lend out gear to people who need it. Like maybe someone has a mic kit, but you don't. So.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Are you guys aware that Penguin Review publishes screenplays?
Oh, really?
Yes, we do.
Are you trying to get me to send stuff to Penguin Review?
That's why you're here.
Okay.
Surprise! No, but we would love to get some scripts from you guys if you want to email us at penguinreview@gmail.com.
Oh my god, okay.
Okay. And that's our show. No.
Bye.
Just kidding.
Thanks for listening, Mom.
Now,
Hi, Courtney's mom.
do you guys, hi, Courtney's mom.
Go ahead.
Do you guys, like, produce your own stuff, like, other than just, screenwriting?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do everything ourselves. We, like, have bake sales and stuff so that we can afford to, like, buy, makeup for, like, zombies or whatever we're filming. And that's pretty cool. And, I thought about maybe, like, using that money to buy a mic kit for the club, but I'm not sure how that goes to the university and stuff, so looking into that.
Yeah.
Right. If you want, we can talk about that because, like, Penguin Review business stuff, I happen to know things about, but maybe not on the radio. I don't know that would be interesting.
Yeah, like in a separate private conversation.
Some other time.
Let's talk about our checking accounts.
Well, today I have 32 cents.
Yeah.
So,
So what kind of projects have you guys done? Things like that.
In the past we've done just like a few short, we don't do anything like big. We don't really have time to like do full length feature things.
Alex was turned off.
I knew it.
Say hi to my mom again.
Hi, Mrs. Kensinger. How are you?
She'll love
That's
that.
great.
I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, we just do short stuff like that, and like 2 weeks ago we just filmed like a 30-second chase scene, which was real easy and quick, and we could just do it in like an hour and a half, and then
Cool.
People go home and edit it and stuff, and like that's the gist of the filming there.
Hour and a half for 30 seconds.
Kenny is shocked.
For a 30-second chase scene.
Is that typical? It would take an hour and a half to film 30 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff goes into like the behind the scenes. Like, I mean, if you're counting everything, like including script writing and stuff, it takes months to do that. I mean, Bob's Burgers took 3 years to even get their pilot episode going.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
That's such a good show.
Oh, I love that show too.
I love that show.
It's so good.
Very, very good.
That's actually on my list of shows that I wanted to talk about.
Nice.
Ooh.
So,
Nice.
nailed
Okay.
it.
Good job. So my other question was, you mentioned like film festivals that you guys go to sometimes. Are there ones you've gone to before, and like, what's that experience like?
Yeah, we went to the Cleveland International Film Festival. The thing I really like about film festivals, in relation to film club is that if you have a student ID, a lot of times they just have student days. So like, one of the, 7 days they're going, we could just pop up there and all we have to pay for is gas and the tickets are free. So that's a really cool experience. You get to like meet the producers and the writers and you get to ask them questions about what's going on and like, it's a really cool, I recommend it for, just writers in general. It's
Right.
cool.
It sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
Right.
You don't have to go with the club either if you just like pop up to a film festival.
Yeah.
Like Cleveland International is, in the springtime. And I know for sure they have a student day. The I don't think it's an international one, sorry. The like Erie Film Festival that has like scary stuff is this month because
Okay.
October.
Right.
Is it almost like a Sundance type thing where like you get to view movies that people have made, or is it just like a get together with people who do film related things?
It's I guess it would be more like a Sundance thing. Like you.
Not to that extent, because like Sundance
Right,
is like
no,
a huge
that's
thing, but
the one everyone knows.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the way it works is that they have just like rented out a movie theater and like the organization like sets everything up with them and then they do screenings throughout the day on all the screens at the theater. So you just go, you watch the movie, then afterwards they usually have a Q&A.
Oh, okay.
So, you'll see different people walking around and stuff, but, who do you
Right.
know just from looking at them that does writing or whatever? Like, that's a
Right.
hard thing to know, unless you're, like, weird and Googling people all the time.
Yes, that's what the Google Glasses would be great for, right? You can just be constantly looking at someone and Googling them.
Are you interested in Google Glasses?
Am I not interested
The
in
Google
Google
Glass.
Glasses? The Google Glass, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how convenient, though?
That would be weird, because here's the thing, I'm already on my phone all the time, that if I had those, I would just be, like, not paying attention to anything ever.
Right. I would be the same way.
Yeah, it's a rough
I'm not
time.
sorry about that.
I like how those
Oh,
started off
yeah.
as like an April Fool's joke, and now they're actually like gonna be a thing.
I think that, like, I feel like that was always going to be a thing because, like, in old movies and stuff, they all the time have, like, those weird goggles that, like, you can do stuff with.
Yeah, Minority Report and all that.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Can I ask you a question related to that? Okay. I'm going to anyway.
Wait, related to Minority Report?
No.
Or... Okay. It's like,
you-
wait a
Also
minute.
confused.
Right. No, I just think it's really interesting how in books and in movies and TV, it's almost like we predict the future with our sci-fi. Alex writes fantasy stuff. You are familiar with this stuff. So how do you think the two interact with each other? Like, are we inspired by movies and books to then create the technology, or what happens there?
I think we're definitely inspired by those things. I don't think everything that's ever been invented was inspired by something, but I think definitely when you see something like that, you're like, oh my god, how cool would that be if that was real?
Right.
And so, people much smarter than me are like, gonna make it.
Yeah. Like just yesterday, they came out with an actual working hoverboard that
That's
was
awesome.
inspired by Back to the
Yep, Marty
Future
McFly.
2.
Yep.
Was it 2? Yeah, it was 2.
Yeah, it was too.
That's awesome.
That is
Which
really awesome.
is
I
pretty
want
sweet.
one of those.
And then they had the
for
shoes.
Sure.
They had the shoes too.
Yeah.
Nike came out with the shoes a while ago.
Right, I kind of remember that
Yeah.
vaguely.
What?
The,
Back to
yeah,
the
like the
Future
shoes
vibes.
that he gets that pump. They pump.
Right.
So awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
It's so
everybody's
cool.
just making everything from Back to the Future now, which I guess is cool.
Which why wouldn't you want everything
I
in
know,
that
right?
movie?
I
Like,
totally wanted
that's what
DeLorean.
I'm saying.
yeah, who doesn't?
Yes.
Like, travel in
Yes.
time.
Yeah, why not?
Would love to.
Get on that, scientists.
Yeah, every scientist out there, start that project now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have other things you want to say about Film Club, or can we just start asking you questions? What are your thoughts?
You can just start asking me
Okay.
questions.
So Tom couldn't be here today, but he gave us a couple questions. What is your favorite movie?
Oh my god, I was scared that you guys would ask me this.
Oh.
and I was like,
Oh, no.
just avoid it.
Yes.
But like, here
You
we
can't
are.
say pass.
First question, right?
Okay. I'm really inspired by The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing.
Good pick. Good pick.
When I was in the 4th grade, I think the 3rd movie came out, and I remember seeing it and being like, oh my god, how cool. That was my first experience, like, realizing that movies were not the same as reality.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, how cool would it be if, like, I could be a part of that world that is made up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I want to be an actress like everyone who is a child.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, just kidding. I can't do that. I'm gonna instead like film movies. And I didn't realize until 11th grade that you could do that as a job.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh my God, that is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
So really, the third one, I would say, is probably the most inspiring of the three, but you can't really separate them because they are one entity.
Right.
They were all filmed together, so.
I agree. I like watching them all together, and I like watching them close together to reading the books. I love the books
Oh, yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and also you have to watch the extended version.
Oh,
of course.
Yeah.
You could, spend a whole day.
Yeah, if you
Absolutely.
don't spend every Sunday watching those three movies, I
It's always
don't want to
Sunday.
be your friend.
Like, my dad actually has plans before the next Hobbit comes out. We're gonna watch all of the original extended versions, and then the Hobbit ones, and then go see
Yeah.
the new one.
Well, that's the way
the
to
plan.
do
Yeah, it's like
Right,
it's like a holiday. They do that with like the Harry Potter movies too.
Mhm.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like ABC is just like
It's constant. It was just like last
it's like
weekend,
every
I
week.
feel
It's like every
maybe.
weekend at my house. Like
Yeah.
somebody's watching it.
You know, I used to really love it when ABC would do the Harry Potter and then also Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like every weekend. That's
Yeah.
what they were doing. And I was like, that's inspiring.
The first time I watched the Harry Potter movies were on ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it is interesting, like you said, how it took you a while to kind of realize that, hey, people actually do this stuff. Like, they make this stuff, and because that's how I was when I was doing writing, and it was like, oh my god, people actually write this stuff, and they make money for it.
It's shocking.
It's kind of an interesting, like, epiphany. I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, yeah. It's such a weird point in my life to not have known up to that point. Like, 11th grade, that's late in the game, I feel like. I
A
was
little
supposed
bit.
to have a college picked out and everything, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, realizing that, you're just like, oh my goodness, there's so much out there that I didn't even know
Yeah.
job-wise. And I don't think that they really express that to you in high school.
No.
not so
No,
much.
they're
No,
like,
not really.
be a scientist. And I'm
Right.
like, I can't
Right.
science.
I don't know how to science right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm bad at that.
Okay, so Tom's other question is, which you're gonna hate this.
Oh,
If
great.
you had to pick one movie and only one to preserve for the rest of
Oh,
time,
jeez.
what would it be and why?
Okay, I don't think that's a fair question. And here's
agree.
why.
Thanks a lot,
Go
Tom.
ahead.
There are so many different genres out there. Do I want to pick something from like our time that really represents us now as people so that, you know, in the future they're like, oh my god, this is what they were like?
Mhm.
Or do I want to pick something like epic and awesome that's set in like a fantasy land so that they're like, what was going on then? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
Huh.
Off the top of my head, I would have to go with Dickie Roberts, former child star.
Okay. I haven't seen that. So.
Out of all the films, you picked that one.
I mean, why wouldn't you
I-
pick that one?
I mean, yeah, it's like, oh god, I haven't seen that movie in a while.
I used to watch that movie like on
It was
repeat.
a good film.
I don't know why I was so into it. I just love comedy.
Interesting.
David Spade, I think, is
Interesting.
great.
Oh yeah, I think he doesn't get enough credit.
No, he doesn't.
What's the summary? What's the plot of that movie? Because I feel like I might have seen at least part of it.
Stop trying to pretend like you know what it is.
I feel like I do though.
Okay, so David Spade plays this kid who used to be a child star, and he wants to get back into the acting game, and he has to prepare for a role. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, so I'm really just
It's
winging
okay,
it here.
yeah.
Okay. He has to prepare for this role, and he's like, oh, I don't know. Or maybe that's not what happens.
I think the role is like he has to be like a family man. So in order to do that, to research the role, he like hangs out with this family,
Yeah.
and ends up sort of like he's kind of really into himself, and he's sort of by hanging out with his family, he ends up like
Realizing how to be a human.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I like how he would always wear these gloves all the time.
Oh yeah, he was
'cause-
afraid to touch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Huh.
love
That
that.
was a good film.
Yeah.
I should go home and watch it.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch it when I get home.
But that's
great.
the film you would pick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good
So, Alex, what's your favorite movie?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why didn't you ask me this earlier? I mean,
I was going
like,
to, and then I
tell me
forgot,
about it because,
and
like,
then...
I can't even. That's like
Not sorry.
really hard to think. Probably Star Wars: A New Hope. I think
Okay.
for me.
That's a
That's an
solid
okay
choice.
right?
I mean, like, everybody would kind of point to Empire Strikes Back being the best Star Wars film, and I would agree, but I think my favorite was A New Hope, because, like, that sort of opened up for me, like, imagination.
Okay.
Doing the SpongeBob
Can I
hand
change
motion.
my answer for the film I want to preserve? Die Hard.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, the best Christmas movie ever.
Of course, yeah. The best Christmas movie.
Clearly, yes.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I changed
Good choice.
too.
Good choice.
Or like, if there was a cross of both of those movies, I think that would be the best movie ever.
Wait,
Dickie
Die Hard.
Roberts
Dickie Roberts and Die Hard.
Yeah.
Well, you can make that
Yeah,
film.
I was just gonna say
I
that.
could, you know what? I'm
You
gonna
can
write
make
it.
that film.
Good.
I'm gonna watch out, world. Here comes that film.
I'm so excited for that.
Now, I've taken a couple screenwriting classes. I wouldn't say like I'm a complete master at the form, but I think it's interesting how much white space there is on it. Like, everyone's like talks about like, oh, it's like 60 pages or whatever, and like it's not really that many pages when you look at it.
Like, you wish it was more condensed.
No,
looking?
it's just like people.
I don't understand what he's saying.
Yeah,
either.
I don't know. I'm spewing stuff
like
off.
the way, like the formatting.
Yeah, the formatting, the way it looks is just.
Oh, I do not like
interesting to
the
me.
formatting.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
cool.
like it in the way where you're like, oh, everything makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think it's a good layout and everything, but in terms of paper usage,
Oh, that's true.
I think it's a waste.
Yeah.
I can understand that, but as someone who has acted in the past,
Oh well.
I have to say, like, it's really easy to read.
She
a
says as she lifts her
screenplay.
pinky in the air.
Listen, there's
No,
nothing wrong with that.
What roles have you?
Oh,
done?
that's a crazy question. I was really involved in theater in high school, so I did a lot of stuff in high school. I was an old lady like 5 times. I
feel
always
like that
got
one
beat.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's like typecasting.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, clearly. Yeah, nothing you would have heard of, but I mean, I was a little famous.
Nothing you wouldn't have heard of, she says.
Oh, I was also in a movie for the Writing Center, WC Files, which you can find on YouTube.
You know, Film Club is always looking for actors and actresses. So.
You should like hit me up sometime. I could like help with that. Maybe.
She could be a good old lady.
I could be a good old lady, right?
Yeah, if I
right.
ever have like an old lady roll off, you'll be the first person I'll call.
Good.
I went to see the Spitfire Grill over the weekend, the one the YSU department's doing, the theater department, and it was really good. I was really
awesome.
It was a musical. I loved it. Like, I would go again.
That's so cool.
Yeah, just a little tidbit there of that.
Yeah, commercial time. We like to do commercials for everything.
Now for Film Club, now this is just for like anybody who's interested in film. Like, they don't have to be writers, they don't have to be like directors or anything like that. Is this just for anybody, or?
Oh yeah, it's that's the thing when we go to like film festivals and stuff. If you're just interested in that, all you have to do is let me know, and I'll just include you on those emails. You know, we want like writers and actors and stuff, like people who are gonna, or just like, you don't even have to be in the telecommunications major or anything. Just people who want to learn how to do that stuff. It's like just a class that you're not paying for,
Right.
Which I mean, I really like that. And it's just, it's very, if you don't know what you're doing, please ask. Because no one's there, no one there is like judgmental or anything. Like, of course not everyone knows how to use the same equipment.
Right. I'm trying to find pictures of me as an old lady.
This is really important.
It's really important.
God.
That's me, but you can't really tell.
I can't really tell.
I know.
Yeah.
So disappointed.
We'll check it out on the break.
Yeah.
Or we'll post it to the Penguin Review page.
No.
Why not?
Probably not that.
Okay. No, I tried.
So anyone can join Film Club. I think that's great.
I also think that's great.
Yeah.
How are your like meetings conducted? Do you guys like just talk about film, or?
Okay, so specifically, like I said, we meet on Wednesdays. What? That's today? Oh my god,
What?
we have a meeting.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
What time
wow.
is it? At 4? Where is it at?
The Audio Lab in Bliss Hall, room 2022. Oh my goodness.
Good to know.
It's like we planned this or something. I don't
What?
know. Jeez.
Our meeting today is going to consist of going over a script that someone brought in for a music video that they want to do. And so,
Cool.
I know, right?
That's pretty cool.
So we're going to talk about just a few things in the script that, like, I wasn't clear on or whatever. And then we're going to decide everyone's role for when we're filming, which is next week. So, like, who's going to do audio, who's going to, do camera, like that stuff. That's what today's going to be. But then next week if you come to the meeting, we'll be filming, so you'll get to watch people film.
So what if I have zero, well not zero, but basically no experience actually filming, and I just want to show up?
Well, what do you want to do?
I don't know.
You just want to be there.
I want to participate, but I've never done anything before.
Okay, well, I'd probably let you, like, hang out with the camera person or the audio person so that you get to see how it's done. Or I'd even let you be a camera person and just show you what to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Same.
I'm dying.
Yeah, me too, right?
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you need dancers? Because I can do a mean robot.
You know, I actually, when we went to DC in middle school, that trip we went on, I won the dancing contest with the robot.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, no, I think we're good on the robot.
You got that covered?
You're not
Can you
needed.
do the cha-cha slide?
I might be able to.
I think that we could
I think.
fit you in then.
Nice. Nice. I'm going to show up
Yes.
and with sequence.
Like
Yeah.
a leotard made
Yeah,
of
yeah.
sequins?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness.
Yes.
No, that thing Britney Spears wore in the Toxic music video that was a nude color that just had some
Oh.
sparkles on that.
Yeah,
Wear
I could
that.
pull that off, I
I
think.
think you could.
I could pull it off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would love that. In the
I'll
music
show up.
video. Just
So everyone's
I'll
gonna
show up.
join.
dancing in the background with that.
Everybody's gonna join your club now. Just
Oh, yeah.
For this.
I'll show up.
Everyone in this room is joining.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know. I ran out of questions. Do you
Okay.
have more questions, Alex? Or
If I think of something.
I can just take over. if you
yeah, go
want.
ahead. Take over.
Okay, so some things I want to talk about.
Yes.
These are really important things.
Good.
No, they're just television shows I want to talk about.
Okay.
I want to first talk about this Amazon Prime show called Transparent. Do either of you have Amazon Prime?
No.
But I've heard of it. It's
I feel
with,
like I've heard of it.
I forget the actor's name, but
don't know.
he's on.
Jeffrey Tambor?
Yeah. You could go ahead with the plot because I've heard it. I saw him talk about it on.
That's all he knows. That's it.
I saw him talk about it on Jimmy
I know
Fallon,
who he is.
Right.
and
Heard
I
that guy.
kind of know what the show's about. but-
Yeah, okay. So it's about this guy played by Jeffrey Tambor who was on Arrested Development. He played the dad on there. And I really like him. He's a good actor. But the plot of the show is that he's realizing that he was meant to be like a woman, so he's transitioning from male to female. And also, I really think that the name of the show is really clever, Transparent.
Yeah.
Because the whole show is like, you know, about here I am, like, see me, and then also he's a transparent.
Right.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I realized that, I was like, I get it.
Right.
I think that's interesting because normally you see him in like comedic roles,
Oh, yeah.
and this is a very like serious.
Yeah.
Or looks to be like a serious role.
I mean, it's definitely more serious than what I usually watch, but it was still really good. It also has Gabby Hoffman, who is in Now and Then. I don't know if either of you have seen that. Okay. That's one of my sister's favorite movies.
Okay.
And then Melora Hardin, she plays Jane in the office, or Jan in the
Okay,
office.
I was gonna be like, Jane, who
Who
are you
is
talking?
Man.
Yeah, no, she plays Jan. And then Jay Duplass. Do you guys know who Mark Duplass is? He was
I
in The
don't know.
League. He was in Tammy. He played the love interest in Tammy.
Okay, yeah.
And then he is the brother of J.D. Class. And they wrote Jeff Who Lives at Home, which is a really good movie also. Have you seen
Was
that?
that
I
with
haven't
Paul
seen
Rudd?
It. Yes.
Okay.
Right?
No,
No?
that has
Are you
Ed
sure?
Helms and the guy in Forgetting
Oh.
Sarah Marshall. I never remember his name, but I love him.
okay.
Huh.
All right. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, Jeff Who Lives at
Oh,
Home.
am I-
yeah,
I'm
it
thinking
has
of
the guy
something
from The Office in it.
Yeah,
No.
Ed Helms.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that guy.
I'm really... Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, Transparent, really good television show. Love it. Students can get like 6 months free of Amazon Prime, so if you want to check that show out, you can do
I'm
that.
gonna add it to my list.
Mhm.
Yeah,
definitely.
it's like real good.
Yeah.
Okay, other shows I have are Netflix original series, Lilyhammer, which Jim and I have been talking about a lot lately. I'm really glad he started watching it because that show's real good. Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Like, such a good show. Such good writing.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
The Chelsea Handler comedy special. I was real surprised when Netflix decided to do this because, like, you know, they started doing these shows and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, all these original series are, like, really good. I don't know how they're doing this.
Yeah.
And then they were like, surprise, we're gonna also do comedy specials, and I was like, why does TV still exist?
Right.
Seriously,
Right.
it's. I mean, you're saying all these shows pop up, original movies and things like that pop up on Netflix. It's
Oh, all the time,
ridiculous
yeah.
Right,
and awesome
right.
because Who wants to wait a week for another episode? Come on.
I know.
Just give
I wanna
give me the
watch.
entire season.
And there's
Yeah,
so
I
much
wanna
they
watch
can
for 7 hours.
Yeah, there's so much they can do through Netflix, through the internet that they can't put on
Right.
even on cable.
And the thing I also love about Netflix is like I don't have to watch commercials and stuff because they're a subscribed
Right.
thing. So
Right.
like that's how they get their money is through subscriptions.
Yeah.
I don't have to sit there and watch, Bing tell me that it's better than Google.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
true. So other things.
Sorry, Bing, if you're listening.
Yeah, sorry. Bing. Okay, Arrested Development. So
Mhm.
not originally on Netflix, but then they brought it back for a 4th season.
Right.
Okay, I think that the 4th season is separate from the other 3 seasons, like can stand on its own as a thing.
Mhm.
I don't think it's fair to lump them together, because I know a lot of people who like the show who watched the 4th season, they were like, I don't know, it wasn't that good.
Uh-huh.
And the first 3 seasons are like, if there was one show I had to watch forever, it would be
Mhm.
the first 3 seasons of that show.
Mhm.
Okay.
So then the 4th season, like it stands on its own and stuff, and they're supposed to be bringing it back for a 5th season.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And I'm like
heard that
excited
too.
for it because like
Which is
real
great.
inspired.
Mhm.
Okay, so anyways, then Trailer Park Boys, same thing, not a Netflix original, but then they were like gonna bring it back. That show's really funny. Have
I
you
hear
seen
it's
it?
like huge.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but
It's good.
apparently it is.
Like surprised at how much I like it because there's a lot of humor in there that I was like, I don't think that this is, and then I was like, oh my god, this is funny. BoJack Horseman, I've only seen a little bit of. That's the cartoon one they started doing.
Mhm.
It has Will Arnett in it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the shows I like are just based around people that were on Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he's in it. Also, other people.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy
other people.
and that lady.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that guy and also that lady. No, it's the girl who was on the show with Stephen Colbert.
Nope, no idea.
No idea.
Sorry.
Not his show. The old show. He was Strangers with Candy, I think is what it was called.
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
Yeah,
yes,
like
I know who you're
really
talking
throwing
about.
it back.
Okay. Yes.
Wow. And her brother is the author, David Sedaris.
Okay.
Oh, Amy Sedaris.
Yeah, that's her name.
If you had
She's-
started with that, sorry.
We don't know names here.
I don't know
What are
names here.
names?
That's why I wrote a lot of names down on stuff. But yeah, she does one of the voices in it, and I really like her. She's really funny. I wish she was in more things because would watch them all. Okay. Next.
She has a couple really good books.
Oh
Just
really?
To let you know.
I didn't
Yes.
know she wrote.
Yeah,
either.
she does.
Yeah.
Look those up.
Okay. Well, are you gonna tell me?
No,
what
I
they're-
don't know what the
okay.
titles are. Just look her
But
up.
you know
Yeah.
they're good.
Yeah, they're good. I've read at least one of them. They're really funny.
But all of them are good.
All of them are good.
Okay.
Right.
That's me with recommendations.
Yeah.
Also, have read one part of it. I suggested.
Yes.
Okay. So the next thing is HBO. Do either of you have HBO?
I
do.
Right, of course. Game of
Of course.
Thrones,
That's
right?
all
Yeah.
I talk about on
That
Twitter
is
is
what
Game
I
of Thrones.
talk about. Okay, so I even wrote that down here. This wasn't on my original list, and then I redid the list because I was like, oh, Alex loves Games of
Oh
Thrones.
yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, HBO does these really good shows. Veep.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Oh my god,
Mhm.
I love that show. So I didn't think I was gonna like that show 'cause it's
Uh-huh.
not into politics or anything, but it's really funny.
What's his face in Arrested Development who played Buster?
Yeah,
is in it?
I
can't
can't
remember
remember
his-
his name.
yeah, I
He's
don't know.
so
Okay.
good in
Buster.
it. Though. Yeah, anything that has anyone from Arrested Development, I will watch that.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, the comeback also with Lisa Kudrow, who
Mhm.
played Phoebe on
The
Friends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she is really good in that show. There was one season, and it was in 2005, and now suddenly HBO is like, gonna bring it back, which I'm also really into this idea of, like,
Mhm.
shows that have been taken off the air that are now being brought back.
Looking at you, Firefly.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. Don't
In
even
my-
Probably
say
never.
that.
It'll probably never happen, but
I
I
will
don't know, I
like
think-
start freaking out.
I think
Okay.
Firefly has enough of a fan base to do that.
If they could do it really well, I
Yeah.
would be all about that.
Yeah.
But I'm worried that it wouldn't be really well. Really well done.
we'll have to
English.
see.
Okay. So the comeback is gonna be on in November. I can't wait for that. Now these next 4 shows I'm gonna tell you about, they're all very, very funny, and they're by the same creator, Chris Lilly. There is Ja'mie Private Schoolgirl, Angry Boys, Summer Heights High, and Jonah from Tonga. He is the main character in all of these shows,
Mhm.
and they're all different characters. He plays like multiple characters in each show too. They're all really, really good. I super recommend those. Specifically Summer Heights High. I loved that one. And Ja'mie Private Schoolgirl was also really good. And girls, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody goes nuts about that.
You know, I really like that show because something that I'm really into, like, writing-wise and just movies and stuff, are... and this is so stupid because I don't know... Okay, people who are, like, living normal lives, doing normal stuff, like, I want to watch and read those stories.
Mhm.
And I know that's
Yeah.
stupid because there's not, like, dragons and stuff, but I'm real into this.
Yeah. I mean, there's an appeal to watching people who have regular, normal lives.
Oh,
just
yeah.
do their thing.
Yeah.
Because there's drama there, and it's, you know...
Yeah.
Sometimes we might not experience the same drama, but hey, if they have the same problems as we do, then, you know, seeing how they deal with it is pretty cool.
Yeah, I just think that there's, like, a cool connection between, like, your life and that. Boardwalk Empire, I have not seen a lot of. I've only seen, like, 3 episodes, but I was like, oh my god, love, like, roaring 20s.
Yeah, if you're into,
Prohibition.
like, history stuff and the Prohibition and gangsters, that's...
Do you watch that one?
Yeah. I'm only on the 2nd season, though.
Yeah.
But I have every season on DVD, which is weird. Because I
you-
haven't watched them all, and I've had them for a while now.
You know, I have this friend who does this thing where he'll, like, buy entire, like, series. He'll just be up to, like, 4 a.m. for some reason online shopping, buying Mad Men, which he's never seen before, and then will not watch it when it arrives. Is that what happened, or did someone, like, gift
No,
that to
my
you?
mom was super into it, so she bought all of them, and I'm just borrowing the box set off of her. So
Oh, yeah.
that's how it goes.
I guess that makes more sense
Yeah.
than what he does. Okay, so anyways, Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do not watch that show.
Why not?
I don't
Okay.
either.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
god, same.
Wow.
I was
Both
like,
you get out.
okay, you're not invited back.
Yeah.
That show, I watched the first 3 episodes and I was like,
It's kind of slow, I think, in the first season.
You know, everyone who I've said that to has been like, once you get past those episodes, it, like, starts,
It does.
picking up. Yeah, I might give it another shot. I just have, oh my god, people are gonna hate me for not watching that show.
It's not a big deal. Just stay away from the internet, because they like to spoil everything.
Yeah.
I've intended on watching it. I've just never started. So I do that to a lot of shows.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I would really like it because of, like, the setting and everything.
Mhm.
And then I was surprised watching those 3 episodes and being like,
Meh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meh.
Mhm.
Those noises.
That's what I thought. Actually, that's what I thought when I watched the first episode. I was like, "What's the biggest deal about this thing? I don't get it." And then I watched the second episode. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna binge watch the rest of this."
Okay.
And I
And
didn't
now
regret
that's all
it.
you talk about.
Yeah. We have to take a real quick little break. We're going to come back and talk more to Courtney about film and TV and lots of awesome stuff. If you have questions, hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at Penguin Review, and we'll read your question on air. We're in the studio today with Courtney, who is the president of the YSU Film Club. We've given her that title, I feel like.
I mean, titles,
Yeah, they exist. I don't know.
They do.
So, right, if you have any questions, we're on Facebook and Twitter at Penguin Review. Let us know what you think. So, where were we?
Okay, so we were talking about TV shows.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to just backtrack and talk about Orange is the New Black real quick because
Go for it.
love the writing of that show,
Mhm.
and I just want to know what you guys like about that show.
Oh, go ahead.
There's a writer I follow on Twitter who was talking about it once, and he made mention that a lot of TV shows these days are they call it grimdark.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones, like Breaking Bad, where everything is just horrible, and everything is sad, and everything you love dies.
Yeah.
They kind of approach the same thing in Orange is the New Black. Like, it is kind of dark when you think about it and sad, but it is a very much like solidarity type thing. Like,
Mhm.
we're in this together
Right.
type deal,
Right.
rather than everybody's alone and everybody's gonna die alone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's not like that grim, but
It is. It's so good.
it is like that.
It's good.
And like you said, the writing is just fantastic. I
Mhm.
think the characters are just great.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
so unique.
Right. For me, gender and sexuality issues are really important, and seeing the kind of representation that they have on that show is just absolutely wonderful, and that's why I like it.
Yeah, I think you would really like Transparent then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, this sounds like something I want to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, the girl that plays Jan in The Office, she plays a lesbian in Transparent, and, like, it's just, there's a lot of, like, sexuality confusion, like,
Mhm.
a lot of stuff going on in that show. It's really, I binged watched the first season. I was like, oh my god, I have to wait a year now.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about online content because you have to wait so long.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't have enough, like, I can't be like, I should stop now. Like,
Right.
I need to keep watching.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I got this homework I have to do, but there's like a couple episodes left.
Right,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I'll do my homework during. Yeah, right.
You
I'm
know,
gonna do my
no.
homework
Who
during.
does that?
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's how I watched Arrow. The first season. I watched it all in the course of like.
Yeah.
Did you like that? I started
I
watching
love
that.
it. Yeah, it's really good.
I want to get more into shows like that.
Oh,
but I
it's so
just,
good. Apparently, The
I
Flash
don't-
is good too. I haven't started watching it yet, but it's
Shame.
supposed to be really good.
You know, someone the other, I don't remember, it might have been Jim actually was like,
Mhm.
oh my god, that show rocks, but.
Really?
I don't know if it was him or not.
I feel like if it was him, I would have talked to him about it. So
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
He talks a lot.
yeah, he's listening right now. I think so. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
But, you know, I actually don't remember if it was him or not. I was just saying it was him.
Yeah.
Okay. So another thing that's really exciting is that HBO, so my issue with them is that they now are like, oh, we have this online service, HBO Go,
Mhm.
but you can't have it unless you subscribe to us through cable.
Right.
And that is, that's
It's
stupid.
stupid.
That doesn't
It
make
is dumb.
sense. As
I agree.
soon as they started doing that, they should have been like, you can just subscribe to our Go service
Mhm.
for, you know, $7.99 a month or whatever, and like
Right.
get those shows.
Right.
But in 2015, they're going to start offering that service without the cable subscription, which is
That's
so
good,
cool.
right.
Because
Yeah.
as a college student, cannot afford to pay for like a cable subscription.
Yeah.
Can afford $7.99 a month.
And a lot of people are moving towards not having a TV or
oh
cable
yeah,
at
cutting
all.
the cord. It's
right.
such a thing right
Right.
now,
Yeah.
and I'm into it.
Mhm.
Like, good job.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can
Yes.
still get broadcast TV. Like,
Right.
they still sell antennas
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Because I
Yes,
mean,
they do.
like, I think they're losing sales too because like a lot of people just pirate. Like I've heard of so many people pirating Game of Thrones.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, for
because like you can't. I mean, I can't give you my HBO account because
Right.
that's kind of illegal.
Sure. Oh yeah, and
And
you know, I've heard, like, I don't know if this is true or not, but in this programming class I took, we talked about studies where people would be willing to pay for, like, the streaming services, which are, you know, only a few bucks a month,
Mhm.
and, like, instead of pirating stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, like, same. If I could just pay for that, I would.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's like I don't want to say it's dirt cheap, but it's really cheap. And have you? I mean, like just
Pretty cheap.
the
For
amount
what
of
you get?
the amount of
Right.
content on
Yeah.
Netflix
Right.
is just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you could like finish all of it in maybe one lifetime. Maybe.
Probably not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that general
Yeah.
education movie, the Tom Morris movie,
Yeah.
that's on there.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kid from our town
Okay.
made a movie.
I live in your town.
I know.
Actually.
Well,
Yeah,
you
but you're
were
not, like,
you're not
from
Yeah.
part of our
Oh my
school.
god.
I know.
We went to the
There.
same school.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't live there anymore, actually.
Whatever.
You don't?
No, I
I
moved in
didn't
with
even
my
know
grandma.
that. Oh, congratulations.
In spirit, you're there.
In
Yeah.
spirit, I'm there. I mean,
Yeah.
Alexa's there, so it's like the same thing.
Right. Okay, we have a question. Jim has a question.
Is that
Going
mean?
back, yeah, so mean. Going back to reviving shows, don't you think that undoes everything the original run did to end? When you're canceled, you have, you know how much time, I'm sorry.
Reading's hard, I know.
You know how much time you have to finish your story. Renewing it when the story is over can sometimes be a shameless continuation years later when the narrative is over.
You know, I think that the shows are moving towards this area where it's less of like, oh, season by season,
Mhm.
here's like the continuous thing happening,
Right.
and more towards like every season's other different stuff is happening. So I don't think that that's really that big of an issue. I mean, there are shows that I think that's weird for. Like Arrested Development, like I said, I don't think that worked out that well for them in the fourth
Right.
season. I think the fourth season stands on its own. But, I mean, I'm really excited about the comeback, bringing back their show, because I think they're going to do it really well.
Mhm.
And just the whole point of that show, like, I think it will be pulled off.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what makes me nervous about if Firefly would come back again.
Right.
Because it was almost like I see it as a moment in time. It's iconic now. I would definitely argue that it's iconic now. And I don't know if they can recapture that tone and the energy that the actors had together. It's been so long. It's been over 10 years. It's like 15 years now. I'm not positive about that, but it's been over 10 years. And I worry that it wouldn't be as great as it was in the beginning.
Yeah, no, I mentioned that earlier, but I feel like I would agree. Like, if it did actually come back, I would just be like, oh, well, they did this because of the fans. Which, I
It's
mean,
like getting the band back together.
isn't terrible, but it's like...
S Club 7's getting back together for one show.
I saw that retweet, and I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me?
I wish I could go.
That's great. That's great.
Well, here's my thing with this whole... If Firefly was like, here's a new season, would you be like, darn, or would you be like, yes?
I would be like, oh no, what if it's bad? Honestly, that's how I would be like, oh, like, yes, Firefly is really important to me. Like, just to let you know, it's really important.
How far does this go, Rebecca?
Listen, Alex, nothing bad, but like, it's for me, it's iconic. It's the greatest thing ever. I will say that forever. So yeah, I would be worried if they brought it back. I would be worried.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I've just never had that feeling. Like, anytime anyone's ever been like, gonna bring back this show you love, I've only ever been like, oh, awesome, can't wait to see it. Because, like, I want to see what they do.
Yeah.
If they mess it up, they mess it up. But, like, I want to see that still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about this thing, like, where they keep saying, like, oh, 2 more seasons in a film? Like, I think
6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, 6 seasons in a movie.
Community was doing that.
Yeah, Community was doing that. Firefly did it.
They did 1 season.
Well, they did 1 season in a movie, but like they cap it off with a film. That's what
right.
that's what I'm
and
talking
then like
about.
Veronica Mars, they did the movie for her. I feel like they were talking about something else. They were going to do a movie. But
They
I
did
don't
that
remember.
through Kickstarter.
Right.
Which
It's
is
a
like-
pretty good movie
which is
too.
like-
I've seen that one.
Unbelievable.
I'm really excited about things like that, like people getting funding through that. I think that's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome because then
Kickstarter's
you have so
great.
much more creativity and like the room to be creative.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were talking about doing a movie for Chuck through Kickstarter.
Oh, really?
I would be excited about that. I would
Yeah.
be excited.
I don't know. I think that's a little bit like the seasons to a movie thing. That's like a little weird for me, only because I don't think that many TV shows are written in the way where you can transfer to like a movie that
Right.
easily.
Mhm.
I mean, there are definitely shows, Breaking Bad, that script is written like a movie.
Right.
Mhm.
Like that would work. But I
Mhm.
mean, just
It can be difficult to go
Oh,
from
yeah.
one to the other. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine seeing Arrested Development as a film.
Oh no! I they talked about doing that instead of the 4th season. Like one of the rumors was that they were going to do a movie, and I of course would have watched it and stuff. But I think that definitely a season was the way to go.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, another show you want to talk about?
Okay,
Okay.
so now I'm going to talk about shows that are just like from television that I like.
Okay.
Okay, so Malcolm in the Middle. I've just started watching that. I'm in the 2nd season, and I've seen it before, but I actually want to talk about the relation between Malcolm in the Middle and Breaking Bad and the connection they have, Bryan Cranston.
Right.
Like, who knew that he had that in him
I
after
know.
Malcolm in the Middle? Like,
So shocking.
Yeah, he's great.
Incredible.
I'm not, like, the biggest Breaking Bad fan. Like, I like the show. It's good enough. The writing is super great. I get all of that, but it's just, I don't want to be depressed. Like,
Yeah.
I want to watch comedy. But, like, his acting in Breaking Bad, like, never would have seen that coming, ever. Like, it's so intense.
Mhm.
So, real inspired by that. Also, The Office. Have seen every season, like, multiple times. I love that show
Same.
so much. And I even, I think people were really upset when Michael Scott was not on the show anymore.
Yeah.
And that makes sense, because,
Mhm.
makes sense.
I know I was upset at the time, but
Yeah.
not right. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say, and then I.
No, you can
Okay,
do your
but
thing.
like now I understand it, and I appreciate those seasons, and I think they were equally good, mostly equally good in different ways.
Yes.
Yes.
My thing with that is that, they still had the viewership to be like, we can make the show go on. And
Right.
they tried.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the 2 seasons before the final season that much. I don't think those were that great.
Mhm.
But the final season, I was so surprised at how
it
much
was
I loved
so
the writing
good,
in that.
right?
Yeah, it was great.
Yes.
Like, so surprised. If you haven't seen it, like, watch
And
it.
the finale, oh,
Oh my goodness,
right.
cried.
Absolutely. I was gonna say the same thing, but then I was like ashamed. So yes, I
Oh
cried.
no, don't.
Why would you be ashamed?
I don't know.
I think it's interesting now how just like people are starting to it's not that they haven't understood, but like the creators are getting so much praise for this sort of thing. Like, you can't talk about Breaking Bad without talking about Vince Gilligan.
Oh yeah.
You can't talk about Community without talking about, I forget his name.
Dan
Harmon.
You're welcome.
Who actually has thank you very much. He actually has, I don't know if you've seen it, The Writer's Room.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was just gonna talk about that with you.
That's an interesting show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where they just get the writers of these TV shows and just talk about
That would be
them
awesome.
with the process.
It's
That
on
would be
Netflix.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
There's like a
you
Breaking
have to
Bad.
get Netflix.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just a spokesperson for
Right.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's all decked out in like Netflix apparel right now. She got
Yeah,
like a
I
hat
brought
She's
on.
one
actually
swag
watching
for
Netflix
everyone.
as she
Yeah.
is talking. Yeah.
Not even really here.
Nope.
Yeah, that shows it's an interesting show, and I
Mhm.
think that especially for like writers or people interested
Yeah.
in the production of shows and stuff. I also really like 30 Rock. I just
Oh,
really love
yep.
Tina Fey. Like,
Love it.
she's great.
Mhm.
Everything she does is perfect. Oh my goodness. Like, wish I was her.
She was supposed to be doing another show for NBC, and then it kind of like dropped off.
You know what? I think I
So
remember
sad.
hearing about that, but
Right.
I don't remember anything about like the basis of what it was.
It was
or
supposed to
anything.
be another same kind of thing where it's a female TV writer in New York City, was what I
Yeah.
heard. But that was like right after 30 Rock ended, and then I didn't hear anything else about that.
Yeah, I haven't
Makes me
really heard
sad.
anything about that. I don't know that she needs to. I mean, she's getting a lot of movie roles and
Right.
stuff. Like,
right.
if there's no reason for her to do it. And, I mean, you know, everybody loves... Sorry, I got distracted.
It's okay.
Well, we have this giant window. I mean,
Right.
you can't not
Right.
look out of it.
I'm just, like, staring at people as they walk. They don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, Mean Girls, like, a huge part of
Uh-huh.
Mean Girls. So, like, she
Right.
doesn't need to do anything
Right.
else. Like, she has hit... I want to
But we
be
could
Tina
see
Fey.
her every week.
I know. I would love to see her
That's
every week.
what
Like,
I'm saying.
that would be fantastic. But,
Yeah.
like, if she didn't, I wouldn't be like, Tina Fey, what are you doing?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Best friend Tina Fey.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bossy Pants, also really good. That's her.
You know what?
Yes.
I'm really into like autobiographies and stuff and
Mhm.
memoirs.
Mhm.
And I still do not own that book, but I always see it when I'm like book shopping. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I should buy that book because I
Right.
want to read it.
Right.
Love Tina Fey.
Right.
Mhm.
But still do not own that.
Okay. So we have about 5 minutes left, unfortunately.
Oh.
We'll have to have you come back again and talk more. Yeah. Any last things you want to say about movies, TV?
No, I just want to say that Film Club, again, is Wednesdays at 4 in Bliss Hall Audio Lab, room 2022. Also, there's this book, not a book, sorry, there's a website I really like for book reviews. It's called jonathanlikesbooks.blogspot.com. It's very good if you don't know what you want to read.
Okay, we'll have to check that out.
Neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming on today.
You're welcome.
This was fun.
Yeah. Film Club is on Twitter, just so you know. You can follow them at YSU Film Club. No capitals, no spaces. And this has been the Penguin Review. We are accepting submissions until December 1st. All you have to do is email us your creative writing, which could be a screenplay, could be artwork also. Email it to us at penguinreview@gmail.com. Our website is penguinreview.com, and we have all our guidelines on there. You can also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. We're on Instagram and Tumblr at Penguin Review. So thank you for listening. I feel like that's our show.
That is it.
Okay.
That sounded good.
Thank you.